The god of archery hid her identity and worked as a janitor in the archery club. Unexpectedly, 3 masters suddenly came that day to challenge the club. They even said outright that if the club lost, they should give it up. Seeing the opponent so arrogant, the woman couldn't help but want to step in, so she voluntarily asked the captain to let her compete. Unexpectedly, the opponents mocked her, saying if they couldn't handle losing, they should just surrender. They said there was no need to send a janitor to take the blame, but the woman replied that they couldn't even beat a janitor. The captain advised the woman not to act on impulse. Her teammates also told her not to cause trouble for everyone. At that moment, the opponents urged the captain to just surrender. However, the captain told them they would never surrender. Then both sides agreed to compete in 3 rounds. The loser would kneel and apologize to the other, and hand over the archery club. Unexpectedly, the opponent's first arrow pierced the bullseye and dropped into the corner of the wall. Then a teammate also shot an arrow. Surprisingly, it pierced the bullseye and stuck firmly in the wall. Therefore, the club won the first round. Unexpectedly, the opponents claimed they had let them win on purpose. Then both sides competed with the second arrow. Surprisingly, the opponents hit the bullseye with all 7 arrows. Then the captain showed his signature skill. Even the opponents were stunned by the captain's shot. The teammates even celebrated the captain's victory. Unexpectedly, the opponents told them to take a closer look. They even mocked them, saying they had lost this round. Then the captain declared that the last round would decide the winner. Seeing this, the opponents quickly brought out the god-slaying formation. The rule was that both sides would shoot 30 arrows each. Whoever hit the bullseye first would win. Then the opponents used the excuse of ladies first to make the captain shoot first. The teammates immediately exposed their scheme. However, the opponents dismissed it and urged them to surrender and hand over the club. Having no choice, the captain had to face them. However, his first arrow not only missed the bullseye, but also bounced back and injured the captain. Seeing this, the opponents mocked them even more, telling them to surrender. But one teammate stepped forward. He then shot the second arrow, but his arrow still missed the bullseye, and even cut himself. The opponents burst into laughter. Seeing this, the captain stopped the teammates who wanted to step up. He told them the opponents were aiming to destroy the women's archery team, but the opponents said they were just making excuses for being inferior. Unexpectedly, the woman mocked them, saying they were just afraid of the women's archery team, but the opponents replied that a janitor had no right to speak. The woman then told them that she would challenge them as a janitor. If she won, they would have to kneel and apologize to her teammates. Unexpectedly, the opponents demanded that if she failed to break the formation, she would have to finish all remaining 28 arrows. At this moment, even her teammates urged her not to push herself, but the woman said such a formation could be broken with just 1 arrow. Then she fired her unique arrow, dragon soaring in the sky. In an instant, she broke the formation. Her teammates clapped and cheered. They immediately demanded the opponents kneel and surrender. Unexpectedly, just as the opponents were about to kneel, they were stopped by an arrow.